Kahallah Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives to do so. To the scattered elect across the four corners of the earth, and those among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, pursuant to Jeremiah 12:9, known as the speckled birds. I am the disciple of Pariam, a follower of Great Millstone, coming to you with a lesson in truth and sincerity. So this is going to be part 2, Civil War, Vengeance on the Wicked. Now, I'm going to play to you a clip of this movie that's supposed to be coming out, and I will be getting some precepts to go with it. And I pray this lesson is edifying.
The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The future president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Let me know if you want to try anything on.
Are you guys aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America?
We just try to stay out. With what we see on the news, seems like it's for the best.
Citizens of America, the so-called Western forces of Texas and California have suffered a very great defeat at the hands of the United States military.
Mr. President, do you regret the use of airstrikes against American citizens? We're moving to D.C. today.
We need to go down there.
They shoot journalists on sight in the Capitol. Every instinct in me says this is death. What if...
Every time I survived the war zone, I thought I was sending a warning home. Don't do this. But here we are.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? Well, you're American, okay? Okay. What kind of American are you? You don't know?
The Western forces will reach the White House on July 4th.
Oh my God.
Get in the car! Get in the car! You're gonna hang back.
I'm not hanging back.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America.
So it's almost as if, the kind of predetermining things that are to come. So with that said, I want to get started. This is a book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. I'm going to start off in verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." And that woe is going into destruction. It says, verse 15, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand." Okay, so essentially, this is kind of going to the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight. You go to Salaki. Bear with me for a second. I believe it was Isaiah 19, verse 2. It says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." I also have Matthew 10 and 36. "And a man's foes shall be they of his own household." It's because things will get, very tragic. People are going to be, wanting to eat and, do certain things and live a certain way. So, they'll be shocked that, somebody could turn against you. Okay. Let's go to verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So yeah, they're not going to have regards for people who have been elected, police officers and things of this nature. So essentially, that's why you're going to see a kind of a martial law type scenario. It says, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able to. And you saw that in that trailer right there. There's going to be certain things that are people going to be needing or wanting or getting out of necessity, and they're not going to be able to. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right. So I want to go into Proverbs 16 and 18. And it reads, pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. And that's, this is Babylon the Great, this much pride that dwell in her. All right. Let's go to Psalms 10 and verse 4. Psalms 10 and 4. And it reads, the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. All right. Yeah, because, this, especially with Esau, Edom, they're not constantly meditating on the things of the Lord, and especially the terrors of the Lord. Okay. Let's see. And if you go to Revelations 18 and 7, it says, how much she have glorified herself being in Babylon, right? And lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. They don't think that they're going to see anything happen upon this place because they've never been touched like that. But they will be touched, especially from the country, from the north, and those are the ones that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has put hooks in their jaws, pursuant to believe the book of Ezekiel, that they should not turn back. And that's Gog and Magog, Gog from the land of Magog. That's Russia. Okay. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, which is the modern day gun, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay. And that is a prophecy, it's lucky. I'm just, bear with me for a second. I believe trying to figure out is let's see, a precept. I know there's one to talk about the storehouses basically should be without food. But it's lucky. But I'll go ahead and find that later on. Let's see, verse 20. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, saith saith Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that which I have done to them. All right, and so what was done to them, he's talking about what was done unto his people. All right. So yeah, if you read that, it says, verse 21 says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, which is Israel. Okay, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. This saith the Lord power, and that recompense is righteous judgment. Okay. Believe it's Psalms 147:19. Just bear with me for a second. Yeah, because Psalms 147:19 says, He showeth his words unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Not everybody, because that is replacement theology. That is supersessionism. That is what these man-made religion teaches. All right. Verse 20, it says, He hath not dealt so with any nation. I'm going to repeat that. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And that's in all caps. All right. So, verse 20. Let's go to Revelations. I believe it's 11 and 14. And it reads, The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And that's talking about World War III. Right? And this is what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is doing right now. If you go to the book of Joel 3 and 2. And it reads, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahweh Shaphat, which means the Most High will judge, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. All right, that's plain. That's not talking about everybody. He's in that because I just read to you Psalms 147:19 and 20. All right. Now let's go to Amos 1 and 11. And it reads, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishments thereof, because he had pursued his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Okay? Let's lock it. Let me pull this real quick. So in the Zondervan Dictionary Bible, it says says this about Edom. It says it figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments, as Isaiah 34, 5, 6, and Isaiah 63 and 1. It says she is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from Yahweh. That is their scholars. That is the Edomite, YT scholars that speak of this. All right. All right, so let's go to 21. It says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also in recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord power. It says, my right hand shall not spare the sinners and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. All right. So if you go to, I believe it's going to be Numbers 35 and 33. And that reads, So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Okay? And also Revelations, it's an oldie but goodie, 13 and 10. And that reads, He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay. All right. So now I want to go to Jeremiah 25 and 14. All right, and that reads, For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also, and I will recompense them according to their deeds and according to the works of their own hands. And then, of course, you're going to have people who are going to say, but I wasn't there. It wasn't me. It was my forefathers. Okay. So for that, Exodus 34 and 7. It says, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity, which is sin stacked upon sin, and transgression and sin. And that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children unto the third and to the fourth generation. So you best believe that recompense is coming. Okay. So now I want to go to, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 74. And it reads, Hear, O ye, my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Okay. So we go to Isaiah 59 and 19. And that reads, So shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, from the west, all right, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. This says, the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, shall lift up a standard against them. And you look into that word standard, okay, it's going to cause to disappear, hide, take to flight, okay, because he's going to call us up to come out of her, all right, to come out of Babylon, okay. So now I want to read Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 3. It says, and they repenting and groaning, the they is all the other nations, for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision. It's like, this is the people that, we had in hard times, and, we used to call them in all kinds of, words, it says, and a proverb and of reproach. All right. It says, we fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. Okay. So essentially, Salaki, you know what? I should have read verse 2. Let me read verse 2 real quick. It says, actually, I'll start from the top. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as has afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. Because we're gonna be called up, via these chariots, and these people are gonna be like, wow, we had these people in such a way of bondage, and this is them, seriously, and they're gonna be saddened, but that'll be it for them. All right. So, I pray this lesson was edifying unto the flock. I want to say shalom to Akim Akwath, who are listening in truth and sincerity. Abba Kwam Yasha Allah.